in terms of links, this can be a broad range of things that I'll show you today. We're talking about hyperlinking within a page. We're talking about linking within a snippet, linking images, etc. So this is really the whole gamut of linking. So the first thing we want to talk about is creating great links. So we want to make sure that any link that we are either including within a page, on a snippet, etc., it's actionable, descriptive, and accessible. And what does this mean? Essentially, how I like to think about it is it's kind of like a call to action. It's an action verb. What are you doing once you click the link? One thing to note about links is that they are underlined on a page. If you want to emphasize any other text on a page, make sure to be using either bold or italics. We don't want to be using underlines for any other content on the page because we want to reserve that for links specifically. Good news for us is that our link in the WYSIWYG editor, the insert edit link tool, which is right here, it actually will underline and automatically turn your link into the USF green color for you. So you don't have to worry about that if you're using our WYSIWYG tool. Otherwise, yes, use bold and italics for emphasizing any other text. A common, I wouldn't say mistake, but we're just trying to learn best practices here at our workshop. So we see a lot of buttons, for example, or links that say click here. So we want to try to avoid that only because it's not something that's actionable. It's not necessarily accessible for people using screen readers. It's not SEO friendly. And so how you can kind of do an exercise with yourself when you're adding a link to a page, you can ask yourself, okay, without the surrounding content and without any other context, does this link make sense? So this is just a quick example here. We can't wait to connect. Click here to register for a campus tour today. If you just took click here by itself, it doesn't really tell you anything. It doesn't lend itself to what action you're going to be taking. But this one, we can't wait to connect, register for a campus tour today. Register for a campus tour. It's actionable. It's telling you what you're going to be doing, even if you didn't have any other content or copy around that link. So that's just one example of how we can kind of turn a maybe not so stellar link into something that's really great link. It's accessible. It's actionable. I'm going to move on unless, and again, if you have any other questions throughout, please put them in the chat and then we can ask at the very end. So this is, I wanted to caveat, this is something that isn't typically done, but can be used. So linking images, and this took me a while to get through my brain. So, and you all have been doing a great job adding some amazing image descriptions to images on a page. So image descriptions are alt text. If the image itself is linked, you're actually going to alter the alt text based on that link. So typically, for an image like this, you would be describing the image. You say something like, student studying at a desk, writing notes. But in this sense, because this is linking to the tutoring hub, and this is the example, you're going to have this image on your page. We're talking about the tutoring hub, other tutoring services and academic resources that surrounds this image. So although there's no text on the image, which is actually something we do want to also try to avoid, you know that with its surrounding text, it's talking about something like tutoring services. So linking to the tutoring hub makes sense in this context. So your alt text or your image description for this image, when you're linking to the tutoring hub, would not be your typical image description, student studying at a desk, writing notes using a laptop, because the screen readers won't know where this student studying is going to, because the screen reader is going to tell them it's a link. Instead, you're actually going to update the alt text to simply tutoring hub or the link's final destination point. So you want both screen readers and non-screen readers to be able to see this image description and know where that information and that link will take them to. So one more thing about this, you don't actually have to put in your image description link to the tutoring hub, because a screen reader will actually hear that automatically. So they would actually hear link to the tutoring hub, which is redundant. So all you want to do is essentially put your link's final destination point as the alt text. And that's what you would use. All right. a lot of information to cover, so I'm going to go ahead and move on. But if you have any other specific questions or notes about this, just make a note and ask me at the end if you could. Or if you want to ask in the chat, we have a few of our teammates answering questions for you there. Okay, so I'm going to move on to some more info and then also some demonstrations for you all. So whenever you're linking within the CMS, that's not going externally, so anything internal, we want to use dependency tags. Dependency tags will look something like this. It will have 2 brackets, F, colon, and then 8 digits, and then have 2 closing brackets. And if you're using the dependency manager correctly, which I'll show you a lot of examples of, it will automatically generate a dependency tag for you. There's going to be a unique dependency tag for every single file within the CMS, whether that be a page, an image, a document. It will have its own unique dependency tag. And what this tag does is it makes sure that if the link or the page where it's moved or renamed is updated, that it will not break that link. It will keep that link consistent. So if you link to a page and you don't have a dependency tag, if that page is moved or renamed, it's going to break that link. But this will ensure that we'll actually keep the link consistent for you. So when in doubt, just make sure wherever you're linking to it internally has that funky dependency tag in there. The dependency manager is just the means in which you locate that link or page, and then you're able to, it actually constructs that dependency tag for you automatically. And again, I'll give you a lot of examples of this. The dependency manager, if it seems abstract, like what is the dependency manager? It's actually, we're just referring to this little like folder with an arrow. And then depending on where you're editing within the website, if you hover over it, it's either going to say URL or source, depending on where you are. And I'm just going to run through the instructions quickly, and then I'm going to demo it for you. So how you want to add a link to a page or using the dependency manager, you're going to want to highlight, for example, the text that's made into a link. You'll then go to the WYSIWYG editor, which in your edit will be right here. Again, this is that insert edit link tool. You're then going to essentially click on the folder with arrow icon to navigate through the CMS to grab the link you want to link to. It'll generate that dependency tag. And then you'll click save and publish. So this is kind of what it looks like on the back end. And again, I'm going to show you another example. So I don't want to get too in the weeds here, but I just wanted to point out that that F bracket is the dependency tag, and the dependency manager is simply the means in which you curate that tag, is essentially this button and locating your file within the CMS. So I just wanted to point that out. And also I will say too, so it'll spit out this dependency tag, but underneath it will also give you the breadcrumbs to the page or the image that you're actually linking to. So it'll say it right underneath there. Okay, so we're going to do some demos. So this will be our dependency manager and dependency tags demo. I'm just going to do a few. I'm going to be showing you essentially hyperlinking within text itself, and then also adding links to a snippet. And today I'm going to be showing you the buttons snippet. So I'm going to go here into edit. And again, make sure that whatever file you're working on is checked out. It means that the light bulb is turned yellow. I'll click edit. And again, as much as possible, we want to be linking with an action verb and making it actionable, accessible. Again, without the surrounding content doesn't make sense. So I actually want to steer people to the USF summer camps page. So what I'm going to do here is actually include the word discover. I'm going to highlight this whole thing, discover USF summer camps. And then I'm going to click the insert edit link tool here. And here again, we see our modal window, which includes that dependency manager. And if you actually hover over it, like I was saying earlier, it says URL. So that's where you're going to locate the page. So I'm going to click on it. I'm going to, and this also is dependent on your permission, so keep that in mind. but I'm going to go to the root of the Tampa website. I'm going to go to Innovative Education. YXP is where I'm going to. Clicking on it there, and then I'm going to go to summer camps. So you will need to know the breadcrumbs or essentially your ending file name of wherever you're linking to. I'll click summer camps, and then I'm actually going to go to the index or the home page of that section. And it's nice because when you click on it, it actually shows you a preview of the page to make sure you're linking to the correct spot. So I know that this is the page I want to link to. I'll click insert. And because it's an internal page, we're going to keep this in the current window, so I don't need to touch it. I just will click save, and there is my link. Again, it's now underlined, and it's in that USF green, and it does that automatically. So I'll just click save, and there's my link right there. So I'm going to show you one more example. This is just talking about the history of the USF Botanical Gardens. In this instance, I'm just going to highlight USF Botanical Gardens. I'll then again click the Insert Edit Link tool. I'll then click the Dependency Manager. And I will again navigate out to that root of the Tampa site, which is here. I'm going to go to Art Sciences. You can either filter by name by typing here or just scrolling down the list. So I'm actually going to go to eCore. And then I'm going to go to where we are, Botanical Gardens, and then I'm going to go to the index here. And again, it previews this page for me. This is actually talking about the history of the Botanical Gardens here. I'll click Insert. And again, it's an internal page, so I'm opening it in the current window. I don't need to open it in an external window. I'll click Save. I'll save the page, and there is my other hyperlink. All right, so I'm going to show you how to add a link to a snippet, in this case, a button. So I've actually inserted the snippet on the page itself. I'm going to be adding 2 links. So this is just another good demo of working with buttons. So this is my button snippet. And again, I got there using the puzzle piece icon. That's how you will see all your snippets. And if you hover over it, it says Insert Snippet. So the one I used was actually buttons centered. So if I wanted to add another button, I would actually kind of add another row. So I can either right click and do row, insert row after, or I can use these icons. And this is actually going to be my insert row button, insert row after. I'll click on it, and that's going to be my second button. So my first button is going to go to the Stadium website. So I wanted to make sure, again, that my button or my link is actionable. So as you can see, it's already highlighted in the WYSIWYG editor, your Insert Edit Link tool. So what I'm going to do is highlight the entire link where it says button link. I'll click on the link tool itself. So this is the text that displays. So I can either edit it here in the modal window or one step before. So I can show you both ways. So this one's going to be called, or my button's going to say join the waitlist. And then again, this is my dependency manager. If there's ever anything in the field when you click on it, you can just clear it out by deleting it. I'll then click the dependency manager. I'll go to the Tampa website. And again, if you're on the St. Peter Sarasota Manatee site, you'll have your site here listed as that. I'm going to go to Stadium and then Index. This is the Stadium website. This is where I want to link to. Here's the preview. I'll click Insert. Again, it's an internal link, so I'll keep it as current window. There's my dependency tag. And again, I know that I'm actually linking to the right place because it also has the breadcrumbs correct there. It's Stadium Index. I will click Save. And then it actually generates that button there. I'm going to show you linking to an external page, which is super easy. Essentially, you're just copying and pasting that external link and making sure you're opening it in a new window. So I'll click Edit. I'll go to the second button area. So in the first one, I essentially highlighted it and then changed the button label in that modal window. Here, I'll show you this. I'll show you how to edit the button label and then link to it. So I'm going to call this one Watch the Manatee Cam. It's actually a live cam to watch manatees. Pretty cool. So I actually have an external link. This does not live within USF's content management system, our CMS. So I want to make sure that I'm opening this in a new window. So this is my button label, watch the manatee cam. I'll highlight it. I'll then click the insert edit link tool. And then I'll actually just within this field, the URL field, I'm going to just paste in my link. And then all I want to do, the only other change I'm going to make is going to say open link in new window. I'll click save. I'll click save again. And then there's my second button. So I'm going to actually publish this to test just so you can see it in action. Oh, it's of course not working in tests. You know, this always happens to me. I tested this yesterday, but something always goes wrong during workshop. So hopefully maybe in preview, it will show me the link. So watch the manatee cam. I'll click on it. And there it goes. It opens to my manatee cam website right here. That's what I want to see. So again, we want to make sure that links that we are including are actionable. They make sense without surrounding context. So I hope that was a good demo of Dependency Manager and dependency tags. Okay, moving on to anchor links. So let me close these out. Anchor links are a great way to essentially organize information on your page, especially when there's a lot of information where users have to scroll really far down to find information. So essentially what it does is it allows users to jump to different parts of the page using different anchors. So it's anchoring information in different areas. So you can use this within a hyperlink on the page, within a button snippet. There's a lot of different ways you can use this. And again, if there's a lot of content, it makes it easier for users to your page to actually find the information they're looking for. So again, I'm going to just quickly go through the steps and then I'll show you it in real time. So what you're going to want to do is essentially, this is actually showing you how to anchor to a certain page using a dependency tag. So I'll show you that in a moment. But essentially what you want to do is do the same steps you just did to use the dependency tag, but then you're actually going to include the name of your anchor link, and then that will actually take you to the certain part of the page that you're looking at. Sorry, my cat is trying to jump onto my lap. Okay, so again, you're going to highlight the text on your page. You'll click the WYSIWYG, or excuse me, you'll click on edit and you'll go to the link in the WYSIWYG editor, insert edit link. You'll again generate that dependency tag. And then if for example, there is already a link to the page that you're going to. So for example, we're linking to this dependency tags page and we want to go to a specific part of that page, the anchor link will already have to be set up on the front end. But then once you link to it, once users click on that link, it'll actually take them to a certain part of that page. So I know that sounds kind of convoluted, but I'll show you that in a moment. So let me show you a demo first of just a regular anchor link, and then I could show you how to use an anchor link to using a dependency tag. So I actually modified this. Oh, wait, sorry, this is going to the wrong one. Oh, there we go. Okay. So this is actually something we ended up building for the College of Business. So before they transitioned their news articles into our news module, they wanted to be able to archive these news articles. They didn't want them to go away, although we're not going to transition them into the news module. We wanted an easy way for users to actually find articles based on year. So this is just kind of a modified version that I created. So, So what this is going to do for users is when they click on the button, it will actually move them to the certain part of a page. So you'll see here in the preview, this is a really long scroll. It goes on and on and on. I mean, their page is very, very long. So we want to make sure that we're editing this content so that users can kind of jump again to the information they're looking for. So we're going to do two things here. We're going to be adding an anchor link to this 2020 button, and we're going to also be adding, which I'll use sometimes if it's a really long scroll, It's an anchor link back to the top of the page. So if a user's scrolling all the way down, they're all the way down at the bottom, as opposed to having them scroll all the way back up, they'll click, for example, back to top. It'll actually jump them to the top of that page. So these anchor links are already set up for 2022 and 2021. You'll see the little anchor there. I want to set this up for 2020. So step 1 is creating the anchor. Step 2 is linking to the anchor. So what I want to do is scroll down. I'm going to go to my 2020 header. I know, sorry, there's a lot of links here. I actually got rid of a lot more as well. Here we go. So this is my 2020 header. So what I want is for users to click that 2020 button and then have them jump down to this area. So what I'm going to do is just put my cursor to the left of my header. So basically where the 2020 section starts. You could do it right above if you wish. So what I'm going to do is click this anchor button right here. And then I'm going to type it as 2020. This actually adds a little bit of this actually kind of adds to your file name at the very end of the URL. So it'll say like, you know, anchor links demo 2020. So I'll click save. Oh, of course this isn't working for me. Hold on one second. Okay. Hold on. I don't understand why this is happening. Okay, well, it's not working for me here. So what I'm going to write is 2020. This should work. Okay, so it's a bit of a modified anchor. So there's my anchor right there. It's created. And so what I'm going to want to do is go back to the top and actually link to the anchor itself. So I'm going to highlight it. I'm going to, again, click that Insert Edit Link button. And now you're actually not going to go to the URL itself because the anchor has been created. You could actually just use the dropdown of this anchors and then click. See, 2022 and 2021 worked. Why it's not working for you all right now, I don't know, but that's okay. So we're going to click 2020. And as you can see, it actually autofills that URL for you to the anchor, and I'll click save. I'll click save again. And then it might work on preview. It might give me a hard time, so we'll see. Yep, it does. So what I'm going to do is actually show you something in real time. Oh, wait, USF history is what I meant to do. Of course, I tested this all yesterday, everybody, and it's not working, so bear with me. Okay, I did the same thing for our history page. There's a lot of information here. So what I did was separate it by decades. So I did the same thing here. I added anchors to these buttons. So once I click 1980s, it goes straight to 1980s right there. And then if I go back up to the top, I'll click on 2020s, and then it again jumps to that part of the page that I'm looking for. The second thing I was going to show you, which again, I'll have to show you the live version, but let's say, again, you want to add an anchor link so that it's easier for users to get back to the top of your page after they've been scrolling down the whole page. What I'm going to want to do is go to again, create your anchor first and then link to the anchor. So I'm at the very top of the page. What I'm going to want to do is click the anchor icon, and I'm going to name this back to top of the page. I'll click save. So it's right there. So I'm going to scroll all the way down. I'm just going to add this text myself, back to top. I'm going to highlight it. I'll click the Insert Edit Link button. And then here in Anchors, back to top is right there. Automatically inserted in the URL. I'll click Save. I'll click Save again. And because, again, this isn't working for me, I believe I included this on my timelines page to give you an example. Back to top. So I'm going to click on it, and then it takes you to the very top of the page right here. So I hope that wasn't too confusing. I'm sorry that our test pages aren't working. They were working yesterday, and of course they're not working now. Okay, so we're going to go into side navigation. So side navigation is, and of course this isn't the correct page, but your side navigation is what appears on your text pages. So it will not appear on gallery pages or on home pages. not on news pages either. They really are meant for secondary text pages here. And it's here on the left-hand side, and that's your side navigation. When you're creating new pages within a website section, it will actually ask you automatically if you want to add that page to the side navigation. For the most part, you're going to want to say yes. It's not always necessary to have, let's say you have a lot of pages within a website section. You don't have to link every single one in the side navigation. But I think it's good rule of thumb so that it helps users navigate throughout that section on your page. But if it doesn't make sense, you don't have to include it. So I'm just going to show you a quick example of how to update the side navigation file. So I know this can get a bit confusing, but this is here on the back end of my all things linking website section. Any file that you're editing will have this .pcf there, and the only differences, the only ones that look a bit different are going to be your side nav file and your sub nav. They're a little bit different. So this is your side navigation. It's going to be _ sidenav.html. So again, it might look a little different, but have no fear. This is pretty easy to update. So I just check the file out. It will take me automatically to edit. So what I want to do is essentially change the order of my side navigation items. So right now we have my overview page. And again, these were automatically created and linked for me when I built these pages. So if I want to double check that it's linking to the right place, I can just highlight it and click the Insert Edit Link tool. It is going to my index page. However, it's not actually showing me a dependency tag. So what I want to do is actually link to a dependency tag. So I'm going to click on the Dependency Manager. I'll go to index, and it should, if it's working with me, there we go. It's going to populate that dependency tag for me. And again, underneath, I know that it's linking to my correct page. The text to display, again, if you want to change it to something else here, you can change it in the modal window, or you can change it within the file itself before you link it. And because everything's living within this current website section on the CMS, I'm going to click or keep it as current window. Click Save. So I had a page called Anchor Links. So what I'm going to want to do is, this is actually very similar to like editing any type of simple Word document. So I actually just clicked to add kind of like a bullet. I'm just going to click return once and then edit it as you would a normal Word doc. So I'm going to type anchor links. All right, now I need to link to the page itself. So I'm going to highlight it. I'll click insert edit link. And what it should do, at least on this editing functionality, it should actually drop me into the website section itself so that it's easier to navigate to the page I want to go to. So I'll click on the Dependency Manager and see it says URL. Click on it. I'll go to Anchor Links. Again, it's previewing the page. Okay, this is the page I want to go to. I'll click Insert. There's my dependency tag, and then there is my breadcrumbs right there, opening in a current window. So I'll do one more for you. I'll do Anchor Links Demo. Again, highlighting it, clicking the link. Then I'm going to Anchor Links Demo. Here's my page, and clicking Insert. Which again, I don't know if it'll show in test. You are able to actually insert nested links within a side navigation. That means a link will only appear when you're clicked on the correct page. So I added this here. And so when I click save, and I'll just show you here on preview. So as you can see, here's my updated side navigation. It includes anchor links and then anchor links demo. Let's say there are a lot of pages in my website section, and I don't want every single one to appear at all times in my side navigation. What you can do when you nest these links is it actually will appear when you're on a certain page. So let me actually edit this so you can see. I'll go back to my side navigation. I'm just going to actually do this here. So ignore what I'm doing here. Oh, of course, that's broken. That's nice. Okay. I'm adding this link. I just want to kind of show you this in real time. So right now I had anchor links and anchor links demo as kind of two separate side navigation items, but it would make sense if I have a lot of pages. Okay, when people click on anchor links, they then could see my anchor links demo, but they don't need to see the demo at all times. There's just a lot of pages in here. We want to keep things more organized. All I'll do to make this a nested link, I'll put my cursor on the very left-hand side of Anchor Links demo, and I'll actually just click tab once, and then it kind of creates this indented bulleted list. So I'll click save. So it's slightly different here. I don't know if it'll show me. Okay, so as you can see in the side navigation, my anchor links doesn't appear. But I wonder if I go to my anchor links page, now you can see when I'm on that page itself, that nested link will appear here. So again, any other page within this website section besides anchor links, this anchor links demo will not appear. But once I'm on the anchor links page, it will then display. So I think that's a really cool option if you want to, again, keep things more organized in your side navigation, have these nested links. They're really helpful. Okay. Sub-navigation. Your sub-navigation link is, and I'll actually go to the page that I created, so I'm not skipping anything. Okay. So sub-navigation, it actually updates links within your main navigation on your website. Sub-navigations can have 2 to 12 links, so it can actually display a lot. When you have this drop-down menu, or excuse me, it can have up to 15. It's actually more than 12. So it will actually, when you have your sub-navigation linked, it actually will create this little arrow, and then it will show you every single page in your sub-navigation that you updated here within your main dropdown. So I'm just going to go ahead and here are the steps here, and then at the very end of the workshop, I'm also going to link to all of our resources that actually do this step by step, in case you learn better that way. But I'm going to update the sub-navigation of this website section. So what you're going to want to do, go to your subnav file _ sub-nav.pcf. Make sure it's checked out. And then it looks like I can't update it at all. When in doubt, make sure the page is checked out, and then you're going to click Properties, and that's how you're going to edit the sub-navigation. So for this one, I'm just going to have 3 links here. Again, 2 to 15 links you could do total. And what you want to do is essentially, and what I like to do as well, most of the time this will correspond to my side navigation links. So for this website section, all things linking, I know it's going to be overview, it's going to be my first one. It's going to be sub navigation, and then side navigation. That's going to be when you click the drop down, that's what's going to be what people see. And then you're going to want to link to those certain pages. So it's actually already here, but I'm going to clear it out just to show you. I'll click. So in this instance too, your dependency manager is actually this little kind of like page icon, and it says choose file. So I'll click on it. It's going to make me kind of go to navigate to that link itself. So it's going to be linking demos. It's going to be all things linking, and then it's going to be index. And then I'll click choose file. And there's my dependency tag there. So I'll do that 2 more times. And this one, again, it's a kind of a painstakingly long process. So, but this is the way we can do it from here. So I changed it from production to staging because these pages are not live. So I want to make sure that I'm linking to the correct page. Linking demos, all things linking. And then this was sub navigation. Here's my page. I'll click choose file as opposed to insert on the other ones. And then side navigation is my last one. I'm going to go to linking demos, all things linking, and then side navigation. There it is right here. Click choose file and click save. I hope this works. This worked yesterday, so I'm going to actually publish this to test. And then I'm actually going to go to my, what you're going to have to do is first you update the sub navigation link itself. link to the subnavigation file, and then you're going to be able to see it live. So I'm actually going to go to the props file of my website. So again, props is _props.pcf within my website itself. Again, it doesn't look like I can edit this at all. What you're going to want to do, click checkout, then click properties, and you're going to scroll down, and this is going to be it's going to be dependent on what website section you're updating. So for the main navigation, as a reminder, you can have between 4 and 6 main links, and then you can have a sub-navigation for each individual website section. You can do it for all, or for some, or for none. So for this one, I'm just going to update. My first link is going to be sub-navigation. I already am linking to the correct index for this one. This is sub-navigation here. But then here under sub-navigation 1, that's where I'm going to link to that sub-navigation file. So again, for this dependency manager, it's going to be that little page icon. If I hover over it, it's going to say choose file. I'll click on it. I'll then go back to staging. And then I'm going to want to go to that sub-navigation in that website section itself. So I'm going to want to go to linking demos, all things linking. Then I'm going to want to go to subnav. And it doesn't give you a preview, but we know that this is a correct link because there's only one sub-navigation link in your website section. Choose file. And so this is the one thing you need to change. When you have this dropdown, change this to subnav.html. That's what you're going to want to click on. Click select, and then it actually creates a dependency tag for your sub-navigation as well. So I'll click save. And then I'll make sure that it's updated on my index, which it should. So here's my sub-navigation. I wonder if it'll work in preview. Of course it doesn't. I wonder if this is going to publish a test for me. Let's see if it works. Let's just try it out. Will this work? Probably going to error. No, it doesn't. Oh, and of course it didn't update. Amazing. Give me 1 second, everyone. I'm going to publish this to test as well. I'm also going to publish my props file to test as well. That will probably make a difference. So again, when you're updating all of these, make sure that you're publishing the sub-navigation file to test or prod. You're also publishing your props file to test or prod. That will probably make a difference. So sorry, my cat is being insane this morning. Okay, sub-navigation, there's my little arrow. When I click on it, here are my sub-navigation links. And it should take me to those pages if they work. Of course, test isn't working. But in theory, these will all link to your correct pages. Okay, that is the end of all my demos and everything. There's one thing that I didn't demo, I'm just remembering now. If you want to link to an anchored part of a page, all you would do, and I'll just show you this quickly. So I'll actually just go to this anchor links page. And let's say I wanted to hyperlink to, remember that demos page where I showed you those news articles? It was that archive. So 2022, 2021, and 2020. So let's say I wanted to link to a specific part of a page that already has an anchor link there. So again, I'm just going to highlight something here. So again, make sure it's accessible, actionable, etc. So this is just for demonstration purposes. I'm going to click on the insert edit link tool. I'm going to go to the page itself. So I'm going to go to anchor links demo. So that's the page I want to go to. Yep, here it is. And I actually want to have people automatically jump to the 2021 section of this page. So I'll click insert. It will then populate my dependency tag. And all you want to do is do the Shift-3, which is that number sign or that hashtag. And then you're going to want to spell out the name of the anchor link itself, which was 2021. Like that. And I'm going to click save. And again, I don't know if it'll do this for me in preview, but in theory, what it'll do when users click on this link, it will take them to the 2021 section of that page.